quickly as it happened.
It feels good to get help quick. It feels good to Geico.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond, because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
430 people in the Valley died from the heat last year. This summer, more lives are at risk. For someone living on the street, the heat can quickly become deadly. No shade, no water, no relief. This is tragic, and it's preventable. Thanks to you, Phoenix Rescue Mission is providing life-saving water and critical care to our neighbors in need. Help save lives this summer. Learn more at phoenixrescuemission.org/code red.
If you're a pro, you know you need paint and primer fast, and the Home Depot has you covered with same-day or next-day deliveries so you can stay on site and on schedule. Get high-quality Behr paints and Kills primers delivered right to your job site. And with the Home Depot app, reordering is faster than ever. Just pick your paint, track your order, and get your go-to color in no time. No delays, no extra trips, just the paint and primer you need when you need it. The Home Depot. How pros get more done. Limitations may apply, not available in all markets. See store for details.
In Arizona, we expect big things. The Grand Canyon, wide open skies. And now there's Jumbo Bucks Scratchers from the Arizona Lottery. They're bigger than big. They're jumbo. They've got jumbo prizes up to $1 million, jumbo bonus multipliers, and a jumbo promotion with $2 million in Players Club prizes with a grand prize of $1 million. So go for big, go for jumbo, and play Jumbo Bucks Scratchers today. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
It's the lunch break.
Tuesday edition of the lunch break. It is KDUS AM 1060. Streaming on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. And you can watch us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you today here on the show. We're getting you ready for the NBA draft, which is just right around the corner. Some major news in the NFL supplemental draft space that we have to discuss here and its impact on the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of baseball here as well. Producer Evan, how are you today, my friend?
Allegedly. I'm good. Happy Tuesday. Typically, back in the day, Tuesday's second hour, my hour. Not anymore.
No, but, just in general, the second hour of most shows is usually...
Yeah, it's usually a little bit more me heavy.
Take a note, although that's a first hour segment on Thursdays. Our drafts on Wednesdays. Weekend winners. Yeah, the second hour is jam-packed with a lot of producer Evan content. Trust me, the news dump will be back before you know it.
Before you know it, we're a few weeks away.
I mean, less than 2 months.
Yeah, I think we're like 6 weeks away from the news dump.
So 6 more Tuesdays until the news dump is back in our lives.
You can start counting them on 2 hands.
Right. Start counting it down. We're right there. It's almost back. Football is almost back. But before we get to football, and we have some football for you here today on the show, let's start with the Diamondbacks last night. They welcomed in the Los Angeles Angels. They picked up a win in the opener. And boy, the person we got to start with, Pavin Smith.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
This sport finds you sometimes, doesn't it? It really does. A lot made of Pavin Smith over the last couple of days. Since returning from injury, the results have not been there. And for a lot of fans, and I'm sure there are some of you out there listening to us here today that feel this way. You saw Ryan Waldschmidt get sent down for Lourdes Gurriel. You saw that roster move get put out there on social media. And your immediate gut reaction is to look at a guy like Pavin Smith, who's not hitting all that well, isn't producing, in fact, statistically is worse than Ryan Waldschmidt, and has gotten chance after chance after chance. And you wonder why he gets another chance and Ryan Waldschmidt isn't given the platform to try to work through the struggles that he has gone through in the month of June. And then last night happens, and Pavin Smith delivers a home run that proves to be the difference as the Diamondbacks do what they're supposed to do. They come back home, they take this opener, and they get this homestand started off on the right note. But when it comes to Pavin Smith, I am not going to allow one at-bat, one home run, one moment change my overall feelings about him as a player. I'm still incredibly skeptical of him being a regular, everyday contributor. And it just is because I've seen this song and dance before. How many times in sports, in baseball in particular, do you want to buy into a guy? And I think Pavin Smith is one of those guys that a lot of people want to buy into, right? Left-handed power bat. Something that we know the Diamondbacks desperately need. It was just last week that we talked about the Athletics' Ken Rosenthal reporting that the Diamondbacks' goal at the trade deadline is to add a power left-handed bat for the middle of their lineup, either at first base or DH. If Pavin Smith could become that guy, they wouldn't have to go out and trade for a left-handed power bat to put in the middle of the order. They could then focus on adding a starter, adding some bullpen reinforcements, since we know A.J. Puck isn't going to come back when he originally was scheduled to. So I understand the attraction to the idea of Pavin Smith. It's something that every baseball team needs. It's something that every baseball team covets. And you have a player, a prospect that came up through the system and got chance after chance after chance, and in brief pockets, in flashes, has shown you the ability to be that middle of the order power bat from the left side. But it hasn't been consistent enough. And that still remains the knock. Last night was great. Last night was a great moment for Pavin because he's been struggling. It's been talked about a lot since his return. And so you're happy for him as the player to be able to come through in that moment and have that big hit for the team last night and get kind of off the schneid a little bit, right? But it's just one game. There's going to have to be a lot more moments like that. There's going to have to be a lot more home runs like that before I think I'm willing to buy back in. Before I'm willing to say the Diamondbacks don't need to go get a lefty power bat at the deadline. That isn't a weakness of this team. It's actually a strength. We are very far away from that. I asked producer Evan before the show. I said, funny how just yesterday we were talking about this, and then he has the home run last night. And the thing producer Evan said to me the moment before the show went on the air, the moment I walked through this door to get ready to go live for today's edition of The Lunch Break, he said to me, doesn't change how I feel. Last night didn't change how he felt. It doesn't change how I felt. And I am going to take a guess. It didn't necessarily change how you felt today. You still want to see more. You're going to need to see more. And I think this is the second time in the last couple of shows that I've used this phrase, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. I think there's a lot of people out there that have been fooled in the past when it comes to what Pavin Smith could be for this team. And so they are not. They are going to err on the side of caution, and I don't blame you. But a big win last night for the Diamondbacks, a good way to start this homestand, right? It is the Angels in town for the beginning of this week, and then it is the Twins in town over the weekend. So a chance here to continue to build up a little bit of a cushion before you get to the end of the month and you face the Brewers and the Padres and the Dodgers for the last 10 games of the first half of the season. This Angels team isn't very good. The Twins team that you're going to play later this week isn't very good. Got to take advantage of this. Got to build yourself a little buffer because it's not going to be easy against Milwaukee. Not going to be easy against San Diego. Not going to be easy against the Dodgers. We've seen that already in 2 series this year with LA. So good to build up that cushion, and they did so last night by winning that game.
Yeah, and you start and you win a one-run game, right? So to get it out of the way to say, okay, we win one of the one-run games, and with the Angels and how they've struggled offensively and with pitching all year long, you figure maybe there's one in here where we can start to pull away. So won the one run, can we sneak another win out of these 2 games and then win the next series? If you can go 4-2 in that Angels Twins back-to-back series, if you could go 5-1, man, how good would that feel going into a 4-gamer with the Cardinals, who, let's not sugarcoat it, you're just looking up at here in the standings. And every day it feels like the Cardinals continue to win because they've been playing some really good baseball, and they're 7-3 in their last 10. And, they won again yesterday. So you're looking up at them. You're going to continue to battle and try to catch them. And having a 4-game set against them when you're 3 games back is going to be huge. So stay above water. Stay within striking distance in that series. I think that's going to be really important.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to run away with the wild card race. I don't know if anybody is good enough to run away in the wild card race.
I tend to agree with you.
I think it's going to be mostly jumbled up for probably the next 2 or 3 months. Like maybe in September, you start to see a little bit of separation towards the end, but I don't think this is going to be the case. I don't think the Diamondbacks are going to be able to go on that run that puts them so far in front of everybody else that this thing is put to bed in the middle of August. Now, I say that for the Diamondbacks. I also think that's the case for the Cubs, for the Cardinals, for the Padres, the Phillies.
Yeah, you look at those 4 teams there that all are tied or within a half game of the last spot. You look at the Nationals, the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, the Padres. I mean, we have serious doubts about all of those teams. One, Nationals can't get outs. The Cubs have been on a historically bad run since a really good start. And the Padres, I'm sorry, they can't score. I still think they can't score. And you look at the Cardinals and you look at the Phillies, you've seen major flaws with the Phillies, who are just a game and a half up in the wild card, only 2 games ahead of you. And the Cardinals, I mean, we talked about them this offseason. They're in full rebuild. They were in a full rebuild. This youth influence or influx they've had, it felt like it was going to be a full rebuild. And they've been a fun story, and Jordan Walker has been awesome, and they've had so many guys contribute, but I don't think they're good enough to pull away.
No, I don't think anybody is good enough to pull away. I think everybody has a major flaw. For the Cardinals, I think the flaw right now is how believable is this? I mean, the sample size is 60 games at this point, 70 games at this point, so it's starting to feel a little more real. But
and you feel that way about the Nationals, too.
But that was a Cardinals team that was projected to finish last in the Central. So you kind of expect at some point maybe it to use the Mike Hazen term, come back a little bit for the Cardinals. The Phillies, yes, they've been better since firing their manager, but they're not that far removed from being one of the worst teams in baseball. The Padres, as you mentioned, their offense is abysmal. They can't score. They're 37-34. They're 3 games above 500, holding onto a wild card spot with a minus 13 run differential. The only reason why they're in this is because they have good pitching, and if they have a lead late, Mason Miller slams the door shut.
I was going to say, they play an 8-inning game,
right?
So, which gives them an advantage.
But if they don't score enough in those 8 innings, they won't win. They don't have enough guys. And with the amount of money they're spending in certain areas on their roster, Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Fernando Tatis Jr., I don't know how much room there is to improve that team at the deadline. Washington, you mentioned it. They cannot stop anybody. right?
They can't stop anybody. And yesterday, it's coming out that the Cubs could be sellers.
Well, and the Cubs are an interesting team because in one moment I could tell you, oh, that's the best team in the National League, and for 2 weeks they could look like the worst team in all of baseball.
Right.
They've had both of those stretches already through their first 73 games of the season. So the point we're trying to make here is it is all still in front of the Diamondbacks, and it makes those series against the Cardinals all that more important because I think this is going to be a mess here down the stretch. I do think it's going to be close. You want every tiebreaker imaginable. You want tiebreakers over every team you can have tiebreakers over, and so you do. You circle series like the 4 games they're going to play against the Cardinals next week, not just because if you win that series and you win it convincingly, you could flip the script in the standings, but you also want to have that tiebreaker in your back pocket because we have seen over the last couple of years how tiebreakers can play a role. How you make those series like next week against the Cardinals matter. You take care of business against the Angels. You take care of business against the Twins. They got off to that start last night. Also, Ryan Nelson was really good last night. I don't want to lose sight of that here in the Open as well. He delivered another good one. And again, at times, kind of like the Pavin Smith conversation, can show you how good he can be. You just want to see it more consistently.
Yeah, right. And you don't ever know how consistent it's going to be with a guy like Ryan Nelson with his current repertoire.
No, it's always been, yeah.
We've talked about that extensively, but
I don't know if
with how much he relies on the fastball. I just don't know how consistent it's going to be where you can get quality start after quality start after quality start. Last night he was really good. He's had some really nice starts for this team. They've won 2 in a row. They're starting to get off this little skid they were on. Yeah, you're half game out of the wild card. Don't lose sight of that. And yeah, it's easy to, when we talk about things that Code is always pointing out, that they have a losing record, against teams not named the Giants or the Rockies. Yeah, it's easy to lose sight a little bit, but they are a half game out of the wild card. And guess what? They play more of the Giants than the Rockies. They're in their division.
Yeah, they got a series against the the Giants at the end of this month. So another 3 games to get there. Merrill Kelly goes tonight. We'll preview the matchup in hour number 2 of the program. The phone number for you to get involved here today with the show, 480-864-1060. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to get involved with the program here today. Sound off on anything that we are talking about on the show. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. You can chat away over there. We'll shout you out with, if you have a good comment, we'll make sure we'll get you on the air there as well. When we come back, yesterday, a seismic piece of news in college football. Brendan Sorsby, he's going pro. Should the Cardinals be interested? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Chicago Sticks, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, 2 iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits. Your kind of tour.
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to americafirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
Try the turkey, bacon, and avocado at Port of Subs. Fresh, craveable, and loaded with flavor. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Calling
dig. You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be...
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
AAA membership travels with you in any car, whether driver or passenger. It's 24/7 expert help with towing, battery, and branch services across the valley. Join AAA for less than $6 a month and add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today.
I'm here with your Rome Report. Was that sports weekend any good? The NBA Finals were decided. The Stanley Cup Final was decided. A UFC legend gets a career-defining win on the South Lawn of the White House. And the U.S. played its best World Cup game ever in Los Angeles. Credit to the Knicks for doing the one thing that most of their fans had assumed would never happen ever again, win a world championship. Equally shocking is how differently Victor Wembanyama is seen coming out of this series compared to going into it. Yes, he's just 22. Yes, he's 7'4", but my dude has plenty of room to grow both on and off the floor. I don't doubt that he'll get there, but you can't run around saying you're the man only to hurt your team repeatedly when it matters most. He's not the killer he thought he was, and not the killer Jalen Brunson actually is. And that's why one has the Larry-O and one walked off the floor without acknowledging the other team. Another lame move by the alien. I'm Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Even in the offseason, the sport of college football can deliver the drama. It can deliver the storylines like it's a major picture blockbuster. And that is what has happened over the last couple of days and weeks with the Brendan Sorsby Texas Tech NCAA gambling fiasco. And fiasco feels like the appropriate word to describe everything that has occurred here. Now, I'm going to try to go through all the details. I'll probably miss a couple of beats along this journey, but hopefully I get to all of the important stuff. Brendan Sorsby leaves Cincinnati, transfers to Texas Tech. Huge NIL deal for him to make that move. It is then revealed that Brendan Sorsby gambled on some games while he was at Indiana, bet on the team that he was playing for, although he didn't get into any of those games. He then stepped away from the team, said he had a gambling addiction, went to deal with that. The NCAA obviously deems him ineligible because he violates the rules. Then Brendan Sorsby and his team find a judge, a courthouse in Lubbock, in Lubbock County that grant him immediate relief and allow him to be able to play, albeit with the idea that he's going to be suspended for the first 2 games. And then there was a huge back and forth. A lot of outcry. On this show, we shared our frustrations with how everything went down. We shared with you some of the quotes that were out there about not playing Texas Tech. There were some ADs that went on the record saying we are not going to schedule Texas Tech if they allow Brendan Sorsby to play. And not just in football. That if they are willing to do this, we are not going to play them in any sport. We are not going to schedule them in any sport. Texas Tech appeared to be willing to stand by Brendan Sorsby and fight this. You had the Attorney General, I believe, I think it was the Attorney General of Texas, come out and say, oh, we'll sue the Big 12 if they try to suspend Brendan Sorsby. And then the Big 12 said, oh, really? You're going to try to tell us what to do? And then yesterday they filed something in court. And apparently, whatever they filed scared Texas Tech. Whatever they filed yesterday scared Brendan Sorsby and his team, scared everybody involved, because seemingly out of nowhere, I got home yesterday, I put the phone down. I think I've shared this on the show. I'm trying to keep the phone away from me when I'm at home. So I plug it in. It sits on my counter. I have my watch on if anybody calls me or if I get a notification that I have to go address. But I don't have alerts on. So I went back to check the phone, and all of a sudden, I see, out of order, because I didn't realize the chain of events, I see that Brendan Sorsby is declared for the NFL Supplemental Draft. And I thought to myself, well, this feels like an interesting plot twist. What happened here? And that's when I went back and saw the Texas Tech legal filing, and then clearly the Big 12 legal filing, Texas Tech clearly, and Brendan Sorsby's team clearly thinking, we're going to lose here, and we're going to lose big time, and Brendan Sorsby's probably not going to play in 2026. And so they decided with 7 days to go, because they had about a week to make this decision. In a week, the window to declare for the supplemental draft was going to close. So they decided to declare. He has withdrawn from Texas Tech. The two sides have parted ways. Brendan Sorsby will not play for Texas Tech this season. He will go into the NFL supplemental draft. You're now caught up on everything that led us to the question that I'm about to ask. Should the Cardinals be interested? Should anybody be interested in Brendan Sorsby? What type of draft pick are you willing to give up to get Brendan Sorsby? Because remember, whatever pick you give up in the supplemental draft, you lose in 2027. So if you were to give up a first-round pick, you lose your 2027 first. You want to give up a second-round pick, you'll give up a 2027 second-round pick. So whatever pick you decide to use in the supplemental draft on Brendan Sorsby is the draft pick you're going to lose next spring, next April. So teams are going to have to do a little bit of some game theory, some risk management. What is the threshold? Now, there's a lot of questions here. Is Brendan Sorsby going to be eligible to play next season in the NFL? Is the NFL going to levy a punishment against Sorsby? Is he going to be suspended for half a season? Is he going to be suspended for 4 games? Is he going to have to miss a whole season? How does the NFL view the fact that this player bet on his own team while he was in college? If he did that while he was a member of the NFL roster, he would be gone. Gone. He would not be eligible to play. But because this didn't happen under the NFL umbrella, do they give him that harsh of a punishment?
Yeah, that's going to be kind of the age-old question. I really don't know what it's going to look like. I really have no idea what this is going to look like. I think he's going to be allowed to play. I do think he may have to serve 4 games as mentioned. I think he's going to be allowed to play. But this is unprecedented stuff.
Well,
this is a conversation we have never had because it's not an NFL player betting on his NFL team. It is a college player betting on his team and didn't fall under the umbrella of the NFL, They didn't find it until years later, which I think changes the conversation. He was going to go back to college. Like, there's so much on the line here. How much are you willing to actually bid on him? Is it a third-round pick? Is that really what you're going to bid?
The only thing I can do in this situation is to put myself in the GM chair and walk you through what I would be asking right now. The first thing I would want to know is, will the NFL give us any guidance on this? And what I mean by that is the NFL going to preempt the draft by saying, this is what the punishment is going to be on Brendan Sorsby?
It feels like they should.
Well, yes, I have a bias here because I just put myself in the chair of the GM. I would want that information, but the NFL could very easily say, he's not a player technically under our union.
But then the minute he is, now I have to.
Then I will handle a punishment at that time. So I think this is such a massive story, and I think there are going to be a bunch of teams that are interested, that the league will give some sort of guidance on this. And so I can't tell you right now what draft pick I would give up for Brendan Sorsby without knowing what the punishment is. Because it's a dart throw. It's a lottery ticket. I think it's a worthwhile lottery ticket if I'm going to be able to get half a season of Brendan Sorsby and see him play. If I'm going to get 13 games because he's going to be suspended for the first month of the season. If I'm going to have a chance that if I want to, I can start Brendan Sorsby for 13 games, I think if I had some extra draft capital, I would throw a third out there. I would throw a fourth-round pick out there. But if I don't know, if I'm going into the supplemental draft completely in the dark about what his punishment's going to be, could I even give up a sixth or a seventh-round pick? Maybe I give up a late day 3 pick to get the dart throw. But I got to know, because the whole idea of doing this, the whole idea of getting Brendan Sorsby, if you are a team like the Cardinals, if you're a team like the Jets, if you're a team like the Browns, right? Just talk about teams that are still searching for their franchise quarterback. The reason why you do this, and the reason why you give up a 2027 draft pick, is you try to jump the line a little bit.
And it's still a dart throw.
Right, but you're trying to jump the line. You're trying to get Sorsby in, get a head start on your 2027 draft plans by getting Sorsby out there, seeing how he can operate your offense. And if you feel like you got somebody, now all of a sudden you don't have to use a first-round pick in next year's class. The Jets have multiple firsts. The Browns have multiple firsts. Can you imagine if one of those two franchises used a third or a fourth-round pick, got Brendan Sorsby in, he was suspended for a couple of games, they got to play him in the second half of the season, and he wowed? Now all of a sudden the Browns can use those 2 first-round picks on the pieces around Sorsby. The Jets have 3 first-round picks. All of a sudden, they can wheel and deal those picks for superstar talent. They can stay and pick 3 blue-chip prospects if they want. That's the benefit of doing this. Now, in the Cardinals' case, they don't have that extra draft capital, but it still may be worth it. It still may be willing. It may be a willing roll of the dice, but it all goes back to, I got to know how long he's going to be out for. Because if he's going to miss half a season or more, or potentially the full season, it's not worth it.
Not worth it
I'm
at
not
all.
getting anything out of it. I'm not getting those reps. I'm not getting him into my building. I'm not seeing him in the QB room every single day. I'm not getting that benefit. There is no benefit to doing it. So I do think the NFL is going to have to give up some guidance here. They're going to have to, I think, preemptively say what their punishment is going to be here, because I think teams, or maybe they'll just say, hey, it's a supplemental draft at your own risk, and Sorsby goes undrafted. Or a team uses a 5th or a 6th or a late day 3 selection because they don't know what the punishment's going to be. But I don't think you can as a GM.
And I think it being the supplemental draft changes this whole conversation.
You can't, as a GM, use a day 1 first-round pick or a day 2 pick without knowing what his punishment's going to be.
No, I agree.
I think it's just a bad use of assets.
He may not play.
Or he might not play.
So, that's a real...
And you also have to put out there, this is somebody who, by his own admission, has a gambling addiction.
Yes.
If you go out there and use a third-round pick on him, you get clearance from the NFL, we're only going to suspend him for 2 or 3 games.
How are we sure he's not going to do it again?
And the moment he does it again, he's gone. It's over.
Yeah.
It's done. And if it happens between the time you use the supplemental pick on him and next year's draft, you wasted a draft pick. So you have to be sure. So there's going to be so much due diligence done on this. So I know talent-wise it's easy to say, oh, yeah, you absolutely take the dart throw. And I agree. Talent-wise, you take the dart throw and you take a third or a fourth and you take a swing. But there's so many other elements to it that as a GM I would want to know, right? I would want to try to meet with him, try to talk with him, if I'm allowed to do that, right? And see where he's at. I would want some type of guidance from the NFL of, hey, what are you going to do here? What type of suspension is going to be handed out here? If any suspension is going to be handed out here. And that unknown, not knowing the answer, makes it harder to take the risk.
Makes it way harder.
The less information GMs have, the more likely it is that they'll pass. So this is going to be a fascinating conversation. And I do wonder that if a bunch of teams that we think, the Cardinals, the Jets, the Browns, teams that make sense to take the risk, if they pass because they don't have all the information, if just a random team that you're not expecting takes the swing with like a 5th or a 6th round pick.
Why not?
And they're able to get away with it, right? They're able to just kind of sneak in and get him because everybody else is too risk averse. It's going to be a fascinating little experiment in game theory when we get to the supplemental draft to see what teams do.
It's going to be so interesting to see how this goes down.
Talent-wise, I would do it. Talent-wise, I would take the swing. And Tom Pelissero, I think, said it yesterday. I think he was on the Rich Eisen show and said it yesterday that he might have been in the conversation talent-wise to be QB1 if he was in this draft class.
Yes.
But it's not as cut and dry as saying, oh, this is just a talent-based evaluation.
No, there's so much more.
There's more of a character-based evaluation than there is a talent-based evaluation.
Yep. 100%.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Our guy Code over there says, don't let Texas Tech off the hook. Let's see if they follow up with all of their virtue signaling about them being there for the person and helping him through his recovery. Yeah, I mean, listen, if Texas Tech said they were going to help him, they should continue to do that. But clearly Texas Tech got scared about what was filed yesterday by the Big 12, and they thought that they were going to lose and be handed a major L. And they finally thought to themselves, this isn't worth it anymore. Probably should have thought that a little bit sooner in this process, but yesterday was the day where they said, okay, this actually isn't worth it for us. We're gonna move on. When we come back, the NBA draft is just a few days away. What is the best case scenario for the Suns this year in the draft? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Let's be honest, most money talk is boring.
Or worse, terrifying.
That's why we built the Stacky Benjamin Show, the personal finance show that's full of good times, great laughs, and big lessons.
We help you reach your goals faster with real experts with zero judgment. And yes, we record from a basement.
Whether you're paying off debt, building wealth, or just trying to stop hemorrhaging money at the grocery store,
we got you.
Find the Stacky Benjamin Show wherever you get your podcasts.
The greatest money show on earth, now part of the Gamut Podcast Network.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band.
You know your man is working hard.
Saturday, August 22nd, 8 p.m. The Salt River Grand Ballroom at Talking Stick Resort. The Gene Simmons Band performing your favorite classic hits. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
This summer at Disneyland, kids rule! Let's go!
First, we're going on all the best rides.
Like Radiator Springs Racers.
Oh, it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We want to get soaked.
Yeah! We want to do everything!
Play Keepy Uppy with Bluey and Bingo. Dance with Mickey and Minnie.
Oh, and Darth Vader will be there this summer.
Impressive.
I want to get the biggest scoop of ice cream.
We're definitely staying up late for fireworks. Stay up late! Stay up late!
And this summer, kids can visit with a special $50 ticket offer. For a limited time, children ages 3 to 9 can visit both Disneyland Resort theme parks from May 22nd to September 7th for $50 per child with a one-day park hopper ticket. Visit Disneyland.com for details. It's Kids Rule Summer.
At the happiest place on earth.
With a Global Credit Card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores. Or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your Global Credit Card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060, Chris Schubert. Producer Evan is hanging out on the other side of the glass. You know, I wasn't going to bring this up, but I will now. Producer Evan today is sporting a little bit of a different look. No hat. Got the glasses. He wore jeans today.
Yeah, apparently.
Something you trying to tell me? You're
apparently, I just don't wear like any kind of blue jean. Like, apparently, I only wear black, gray jeans in general.
It threw me off today. This is going to sound very creepy, what I'm about to say, but it will make sense to you because you know how the building works. I had my meeting this morning, and I saw you walk in because you know that the big meeting room's got the glass windows. And I saw you, and I did a double take because I was like, what? Like, because you were wearing jeans, you had the glasses on, no hat. Because you and I both wear hats most of the time.
Yes, I would say
I was a little thrown off today by it. Are you? Oh, you know what?
Cracker Barrel this weekend.
Is that where you're going after the show? You're dressed up nice for Cracker Barrel.
No. Ready for our plan today? We're going to make homemade Crunchwrap Supremes.
And that has something to do with the outfit that you're wearing?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Just throwing that out there.
So I thought you were dressed up because you were going somewhere.
No, not at all. Just thought I, would do. This would be a very Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel this week. Have you realized I've really been wearing a lot of food-based shirts this week? This one's got a big cheeseburger on the back.
I don't have a good drop for that.
I'll show you YouTube. If I can. If I can get this, please hold.
Yeah, stand by. Everybody hold on. Hopefully this pays off. Look at this. I can't even see it from here, so hopefully the YouTube can see it. Because all the 14 monitors that you have in your studio are just completely blocking. There's a glare coming off of this light. It's a mess on this side of the glass. But yeah, I noticed that I thought you were going somewhere. No, just decided to mix it up a little bit today.
Yeah, just throw the listeners a curveball. All right,
I like it.
And now that I'm on camera 24/7.
So you thought, okay, I gotta
up my game.
All right, that's fair. Hopefully the Suns can up their game in the 2026 NBA draft.
It's a professional transition.
The 47th overall pick is where they stand right now, and the draft is just a couple of days away. I think a week from today is the NBA draft. The 23rd of June is night 1 of the NBA draft, I believe, with the night 2 is the 24th. What would be the best case scenario in the NBA draft for the Phoenix Suns? And I don't mean a specific player, because I think when you're picking 47th overall, it's a bad trap to fall into of, I want X player, I want this player. It's just, do you know how 46 other dominoes have to fall exactly correctly for you to get the guy that you want at 47? So when I ask that question of what is the best case scenario, I'm looking more big picture. And for me, it's two things. It is two things that I think are very achievable, because I've seen this GM, Brian Gregory, do these exact things in last year's draft. I want them to be extremely aggressive in moving up from 47. There are talented players that make it to the second round. There are talented players that can help this Suns team now and in the medium-term future. You can move up a couple of spots from 47 and get those players. So best case scenario, be aggressive. Move up from 47, move into the first round if you're able to get somebody to take on Grayson Allen or Royce O'Neal for a first-round pick. If you're able to do that, great. And number two, find your Dante DiVincenzo. Find your Josh Hart. Find your Emmanuel Quickley. Find your RJ Barrett, right? Find a player that can be an immediate impact to the Phoenix Suns. And I gave you all those names because yesterday we tried to see if the Knicks could be a roadmap for the Suns. And the Knicks were able to get to the place where they hoisted the Larry O'Brien Trophy over the weekend because they were able to bring players in. And those players weren't on the roster on Saturday, but they paved the way for the roster that we saw on Saturday because they were quality NBA players, and a good GM was able to flip them, move them for other players, and build the roster that ultimately led to the Knicks winning the championship over the weekend. So find those players in the second round. Aggressively move up and get players that can be a part of Jordan Ott's rotation next season. Not dart throws that you're hoping pan out 2, 3, 4 years down the road. No. Find players that can replace Grayson Allen, that can replace Royce O'Neal, that can replace the rotational pieces on this team and help usher in a youth movement. That's the best case scenario. You find more talent that can play right away, and you do so by being extremely aggressive. That, to me, is the best case scenario next week for the Phoenix Suns. If they're aggressive and they get somebody that can help right away, I think you consider this a successful draft.
Yeah, I think last year, too, we saw them be aggressive. We saw them make some moves on draft night. Obviously, the one being for Mark Williams, that was a huge move they made on draft night. But we saw them get aggressive. And I think now we're going to see more of that. And we'll see how Brian Gregory does it this time around when it doesn't feel as forced, as backed into a corner as it did last offseason. I'm excited to watch this. I do think that they will move up and down this board. I think people are going to look at this and very different, but look at it in a way that we used to look at Monty's first draft, right, where he's maneuvering around. Now, nothing has gone right for Monty since, but that first video looked pretty good. And I think that we could look at this draft for the Suns and say, can you move up and down this board, Brian Gregory? Can you get what you want? Can you be aggressive, but be aggressive in the right way? I think there's a lot to be taken away from this draft. Yeah, I don't know how active this offseason is going to be with all the continuity talk. What I do know is we get another chance to see a young GM attack this draft after what I thought he did last year was so impressive.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, we wrap up hour number 1 here of the lunch break. We gave you the update yesterday, the first bit of ballots for the All-Star game, the National League vote recipients. So, who's going to represent the Diamondbacks at the All-Star game? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Hey, it's Audrey from the David Mahoney Show, and I want you to make sure that you're not letting gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet. Period. Full stop. Especially if you've got a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets, and if you are a shoe wearer in the house. Listen, I'm not judging, but especially if you are a shoe wearer. Do not, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself with DIY dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No picking up equipment from the store and returning it back later. With DIY machines, there is no possible way to extract all that dirty water out of the carpet, and it gets stuck in the mats underneath your carpet, and it makes it even smell worse, honestly. Zero Res uses their platinum-rated cleaning system that safely and effectively removes all of the deeply embedded nasty dirt, dander, and bacteria. And they have big summer savings for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 and $499 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union Series.
Monument Valley? Check. Grand Canyon? Check. Sedona? Check. Camelback? Check. Think you've seen it all in Arizona? Well, if you haven't been fishing, you haven't seen a thing. From ponds and reservoirs to rivers and lakes, our state has no shortage of ways to cast a line for beginners and pros. And a fishing license is your passport to all of them. Get your license at azgfd.gov and discover a whole new way to see Arizona.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Back to wrap up hour number 1 here in the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan with you here. I'm pulling up the National League All-Star Game voting sheet. I think this is our first update thus far. And the Diamondbacks are not going to have an all-star catcher in Gabriel Moreno. Not going to close the gap to Drake Baldwin and Will Smith. Ildemaro Vargas not going to close the gap for Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson. Ketel Marte probably not going to close the gap to Bryson Stott and Ozzie Albies. Nolan Arenado could close the gap at third base. He's just 23,000 behind. Shortstop, Geraldo Perdomo wasn't in the top 10. The Diamondbacks don't have a DH. Corbin Carroll is within 12,000 of Jordan Walker, so that is possible. But right now, the Diamondbacks don't have any position players. So if the All-Star balloting was to close today, the Diamondbacks representative in the All-Star game would not come from this group of players. So who would it be? Would it be Eduardo Rodriguez? I know producer Evan's been on that bandwagon all season long. Would it be Paul Sewald?
Yeah, it feels like it would be one of those guys. Also, not all of it's voting.
No, there's I think, is it managers, GMs?
You get to select.
Trying to think of who else gets a say in this. I know the pitchers are determined by the league.
Correct.
The league picks who the.
Because we don't vote on pitchers at all,
we don't
which is
vote.
kind of stupid.
You would rather vote on pitchers?
Yeah, you should be able to vote for 2 pitchers.
2 starters and a closer?
2 starters and a closer.
I mean, just based on the seasons that they're having. Corbin Carroll, deserving of probably an all-star consideration.
I think so.
Paul Sewald, deserving of all-star consideration.
The problem is if we were doing the whole deserving of all-star, like at what point are we looking at the National League and specifically the outfielders and saying Andy Pages deserves to be in? Ronald Acuna Jr. deserves to be in.
Does he, though?
On name alone, far.
But he hasn't played a lot.
Yeah. So Brandon Marsh certainly deserves to be in, which hand up, I'm wrong.
Michael Harris has had a good year.
Michael Harris had a great year. Teoscar Hernandez.
Jordan Walker.
And then, James Wood should be in. All
I'm saying is if we look at the Diamondbacks roster, statistically, who is deserving of consideration? I think there's 3 players. Corbin Carroll, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Paul Sewald. Those are the 3. And if you don't get in on the voting, then your statistics are going to be what gets you in, right? Because you're going to be a replacement for somebody, or you're going to be, if in case of the pitchers, the league puts you in. So I think if we're looking at it through that lens, Corbin Carroll, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Paul Sewald are the 3 leading candidates. Now, maybe Nolan can close the gap, and Nolan has actually statistically been one of the best third basemen in the National League. But as of right now, the Diamondbacks aren't going to get anybody in just based on the votes. So then you have to go merit-based. And merit-based, I think there's only 3 guys. Carroll, Erod, Sewald. And then with pitchers, how many guys get invited and then say, oh, I'm not available, so other guys get brought. We're going to do that whole song and dance.
Yeah.
It's like being a Pro Bowl quarterback, and, all of a sudden you don't want to go, and Joe Flacco ends up being a Pro Bowl quarterback.
There's so many more pitchers. It is way more deserving for a pitcher than it is for a quarterback.
Well, we know that just based on merit, Sanchez, Ohtani.
Sanchez, Ohtani, Skeens. Who am I missing?
Wheeler.
Yamamoto. Has Wheeler thrown enough innings?
That's fair. Trying to just go through all the teams real quick. Nobody on the Braves.
No, Sale?
Okay, yeah, maybe Sale.
That's kind of early.
Kyle Harrison.
Kyle Harrison's been great.
Been really good.
Graham Ashcraft.
Listen,
Braxton.
Listen, Paul Skeens is going to get in, and that's going to be the Pirates' representative. Can't have too many Pirates in the All-Star
Chase
game.
Burns.
Chase Burns has been really good. I saw that firsthand last night.
Yeah, and then you get in the American League, and
I was just looking from the National League perspective for Erod. That's what he's up against.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
He's up against all those guys. Now, in the case of Sewald, he's up against Mason Miller.
He's currently, if we did National League
and just looked at saves, I think he's like 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, so looking for Erod's purposes first, because that's where I'm at. He's 6 in ERA. The Miz, Sanchez, Burns, Sale, Yamamoto, Erod.
Ohtani's not on there?
Not qualified.
Okay, but...
Yeah, but out of qualified pitchers, he's 6th.
And Ohtani wouldn't pitch in the All-Star game, I don't think.
No, right. So they'll pick DH.
Yeah, and it'll be Ohtani.
As far as saves, Paul Sewald's 3rd. Problem is, 1 and 2 in the National League. Mason Miller with 19, Johan Duran with 18, Sewald with also 18.
So he's in the mix there. So those are your candidates. Corbin Carroll, Erod, Sewald. That's it. And I think you're only going to get one of them.
I think so, too.
Hour number 1 of the program in the books. We got buy or sell to kick off hour number 2. We get to it next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
When there's a car wreck in the city, does a bear sit in the woods? Not if it's Law Bear. Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys fight for every dollar you deserve. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Hi, everybody. Jay Leno here. You know, I love doing live stand-up comedy. No politics, no lectures. I'm not giving you my opinion on every issue of the day. Just nothing but jokes. So come by, check it out, and we'll have a lot of fun. Oh, it's clean, too.
Jay Leno live on stage. Friday, November 27th, Salt River Grand Ballroom at Talking Stick Resort. Tickets are on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com.
Come on by. Check out the show.
At Banner Health, we don't wait for the future. We build it. We're finding new ways to treat cancer with our own immune systems. We're among the first to treat Parkinson's with a patient's own cells. And we're a world leader in artificial heart implantation, all while training over 1,300 doctors every year. It's no small work. But to us, it's just another Banner day. Banner Health.
Hi, I'm the VP of Play at Harrah's Auction Casino, and it's time to make your summer shine with Summer Play Fest. Now through Labor Day, live music, weekly winners, and one lucky guest takes home a brand new Jeep Rubicon. With Caesars Rewards, you could win your share of more than $700,000 in cash and prizes. Summer Play Fest at Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Visit the Caesars Rewards Center for details.
Fridays at 5, I'm out exploring. From hiking up Camelback to skiing at Snowbowl, the adventures never stop with AAA. It's membership that travels with me, whether behind the wheel or a passenger, in my ride, my buddies, or a rental. AAA's got 24/7 expert help with tows, battery help, and more. Plus branch services like free passport photos and trip planning. Membership gives you all this and more for less than $6 a month, and I can add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today. AAA, your membership to go.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Two of the lunch break here, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan. And we get things started a little by ourselves. The hottest sports takes in the Valley. Producer Evan has them.
The Cardinals will put in a bid for Brendan Sorsby.
With the information that we know right now, no.
No chance. Not even like a 6th, 7th round pick.
Well, I mean, they have Jacoby Brissett. They have Gardner Minshew. They drafted Carson Beck. Okay? That's their current quarterback room.
Correct.
If you put in a claim on Sorsby, no matter what the pick is, you got 4 quarterbacks now. Who are you getting rid of? Are you just saying goodbye to Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that. That's the way you get there, and I don't think they would do that. I think they would try to trade him before they
tried.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Sorsby will go for a 4th round pick or higher.
It's so hard to answer this question without knowing.
It's so hard. It's an impossible question, and that's why you have to buy it or sell it.
I can put it on layaway.
You
could.
Is this what you want to put on layaway?
If the NFL punishes it, which I think they will, I don't think it's going to be a full season.
No, I don't think so either.
Could be.
It could be.
Is it going to be half a season? If it's half a season, would you give up a third or a fourth round pick? Because I don't think anyone's going to give up a first, and I don't think anyone's going to give up a second. So we're talking a third or a fourth round pick.
Correct.
Is somebody going to give up a day 3 pick? Excuse me, a day 2 pick without knowing how long he's going to be suspended? Let's say it's half a season. You use a day 2 pick, third round pick to get half a season of Sorsby. And if he just flat out stinks, you just wasted a third round pick for 6 games of somebody. I mean, that is just a terrible use of assets. I can't see it. I can't see it with the information that we have right now.
Just flat out stinks. Problem is the talent's there. Like
Right,
from a talent perspective, and it's not like the NFL has sat on their high horse, throughout history and been like, oh, you make a mistake, can't come back from it.
I hope the NFL comes out and says what they're going to do beforehand, or else this is going to be a really challenging
I think it'll be
process.
more fun
If they didn't?
if they didn't. I guess you don't feel that way because your team will be involved.
Yeah, my team's got draft picks, though. They've got
Yeah,
extra
so you
picks.
just feel
So the risk is a little different for them.
very different.
And the risk profile when all you have is your own picks is a little different than when you're a team that has 3 firsts the way the Jets do.
It's extremely different.
If the Jets want to give up a third for Brendan Sorsby and it doesn't work out, all right, we got 3 swings at this in the first round to get our quarterback. It's a little different when you have, like the Browns with 2 firsts. It's a little different. You can use a third round pick on Sorsby and absorb the blow if it is just an absolute mess.
I agree.
The Cardinals couldn't absorb the blow.
No.
Because, well, okay, I need to be intellectually consistent.
Okay.
I, Christopher Schubert, host of The Lunch Break, need to be intellectually consistent. If the Arizona Cardinals use a third-round pick on Brendan Sorsby, they will have then used back-to-back third-round picks, 2026 and the 2027 third-round pick.
Yeah, but this is the same organization that used back-to-back first-round picks.
I know, but I was the guy that said I didn't like the use of a top 75 selection on a player that I don't know how much he's going to play. If you did the same thing with Sorsby...
You're having the same conversation.
No, it's not the same conversation. It's worse because now you've multiplied the problem. Because now you have 2 guys that I don't know how much they're going to play. So twice now you've wasted a top 75 pick.
Yeah, I know it looks like that, right? But in reality, you're taking... Carson Beck may have been reached at pick 65. Like, you may have slightly overdrafted Carson Beck at pick 65. We are talking about a player on talent alone that would have been picked in the first or second round. You are getting him for a bargain. I don't think, and let's just go back to the example, they did this last year. There was major concerns of whether Will Johnson was going to play and what it'll look like. But you're talking about a projected first-round pick who had fallen back to you, to use a Mike Hazen term there. It is different. It is a talent of a player that should be drafted in the top 30 that, because of circumstances, as bad as they are, is now falling back into a supplemental draft.
Right.
Where I can now bid a 4th-round pick.
But NFL draft held today. Brendan Sorsby available. Does he go in the top 30?
Yes. Goes before Simpson at 13. Yeah.
No. Knowing everything that we know right now.
Oh, you're saying with the...
Right. With the knowledge of everything that has led us up to this point. The draft is held today.
He does not go in the top 30. He goes before 65 for the Cardinals pick.
I don't know if he does.
I think he does.
I don't know.
I think
if a team
somebody
wants
would
to take
have
that risk.
jumped the Cardinals to move up and take him in front of them at 65.
Knowing that you're just one mistake away from him being gone forever?
Doesn't matter. The teams that need a quarterback have a lot of resources right now, and I think would be willing to take that dart throw. And I know it's not a 7th-round pick, but if I thought I wasn't giving up as much resources to move up from the 3rd round into the end of the 2nd to take Sorsby, I would do it.
Here's what I would say. If the Cardinals do this, and let's say it's a 3rd, although I don't think it will be. I think it'll be a 4th or
a
shorter.
5th, 3rd, okay.
But if it's a 3rd, one of Carson Beck and Brendan Sorsby have to be your franchise quarterbacks. Like, one of them has to become your guy.
No, I get it.
Because if not, you're then going to invest a 3rd premium asset in 2 seasons on this position. Because you're going to take somebody with your 1st-round pick in 2027.
Yeah.
So if you do this, you better be right that Beck, and the other reason why I don't think they're going to do this, they just drafted Carson Beck. They're going to want to see that through. I think any team that didn't draft a quarterback in the first 2 days, they're all over this. But the Cardinals, do you really want to bring in Sorsby with Beck? Are you going to be able to fairly evaluate both of them? There's too many ways for it to go wrong. So I don't think they're going to do it.
There's a ton of ways for it to go wrong.
I don't think they're going to do it.
The Suns will make a selection in the 1st round. In the middle of that conversation, I kind of forgot we were in buy or sell. Two?
It kind of feels like they're going to pick in the 1st round, no?
For me, it does.
How do they get there, though? Despite me feeling like they're going to pick there, how do they get there?
What if they trade Royce or Grayson Allen leading up to the draft?
All right. So hold on. Who in the late part of the draft is going to give up a 1st-round pick for Grayson Allen and or Royce O'Neal? No offense to those guys. I just want to know who you think is going to do it. Because it's easy to just say that out loud. Find me the team.
I could see Miami doing it.
No. Miami. Every bit of Miami's assets right now is focused on one thing and one thing only. Trying to acquire Giannis.
I'll be honest with you. I see 5 teams at the end of the draft that I think would be interested in a Grayson Allen type player.
You think there's 5 teams in the back part of the draft
that would be interested in Grayson Allen services, correct? Right now, from 23 to 30, I see 5 teams.
You think the Hawks would be interested?
I think the Hawks would be interested.
I don't think the Knicks would be interested.
No, I didn't have them. The Lakers, I think, could be interested.
Reeves and Doncic, though?
Yeah, but you add a guard who can defend the perimeter.
Denver might.
But next team.
The problem is if they do that, it would be the Cam Johnson swap that everyone's been putting out on social media. So
Denver, Minnesota, I think he would be really good on Minnesota. They need a ball, like, you watch them play, they need a guy who is catch and shoot on the offensive side of the ball.
Do the Cavs need more shooting?
And the Cavs. Those were my teams.
I know, but Mitchell and Harden, wait.
Harden's gone, right?
Is he?
I mean, that's what I've heard.
And then the Mavs at 30?
I don't know if they're interested. I didn't have them on my list, but I mean, it makes sense for them too. Add another Duke guy for Cooper Flagg. Get him some comfortability over there. That one's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, that was. I see that's a good sell by you, but I don't think that's going to work the way you think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to be like, you know what? We'll do it. Now that you mentioned it, we'll give you the 1st-round pick. I don't know. It's so funny because there's all this talk about them wanting to get up into the 1st round. Kevin O'Connor, in one version of his mock draft, said that the buzz is that they want to pick in the 1st round, that they'll get a 1st-round pick. It's just, they can't, I don't think they're going to be able to come up from 47. Unless it's one of those players N47, for a first.
Which I can see.
I don't think they're going to get a first for any of those guys on their own. But maybe they do. And if they're able to pick there and keep 47 and move up from 47, boy, that's some expert GMing from Brian Gregory.
That is some expert GM.
But I will say this, it's been mostly quiet on the Suns front. You're not hearing a lot of rumors right now about them as a team.
No, not at all. Especially, well, I think it started with what we heard that they were going to try and trade for John Moran or those rumors. And then it was like, that's not happening.
Right.
So now I think people have backed off.
Right. Very quickly, that was debunked and everyone was like, oh!
You know what? Maybe the Suns are being honest.
You know what? Maybe we won't suggest trades. Although, I say that it's been quiet. I saw it today. Washington may be interested in moving Trae Young.
Oh, no.
And I'm already seeing some people do the thing.
Oh, no.
Would you rather have Trae Young or John Morant?
Trae Young.
It's a very quick answer by you. I agree with you, but it's very quick.
I don't think either fit the culture you're trying to build.
Well,
but
absolutely not.
I think Trae Young is closer. And I've seen Trae Young have more playoff success.
I got to tell you, if they make that trade, it would have to include Jalen Green because I don't know how that would work.
I would rather have Trae Young.
With Young, Booker, and Green, I don't know how.
It wouldn't.
The basketball's not, we can't cut it up into that many pieces.
No, it would not work. I want to be very clear. Would not work. Could not work. Wouldn't be able to do it.
No, they're just going to be incredibly patient like they told us they were going to be.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
But when it comes to the draft, they're going to be aggressive.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. Tend to agree with all of that. The D-backs will go 4-2 over these next two series after a 1-0 start against the Angels.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
D-backs will go 4-2 or better, including last night.
So they've already got one.
Correct.
So I need them to go 3-2 over their next 5. That's what you're asking me?
Correct. Or better.
Well, I gave you 3 dings because they're going to get...
That's how many wins.
That's how many wins they're going to get to go 4-2.
Pavin Smith will not be a regular player in the lineup by the All-Star break. That would be really disappointing. I'll tell you what they won't do. They're not going 4-2 in that stretch if he plays every time.
You're picking a really interesting day to do this again.
He hit a home run. Congratulations. Everybody runs into one eventually.
You can admit he ran into that one.
Yeah, he ran into it. It was great. It was great. He crushed it. Good job, Pavin. You're 30 years old, and this team has given you every opportunity to take advantage of the spot, and you never have. It's over. I'm done with this experiment.
I just don't know who's going to play first base if not him. I mean, I guess Carlos Santana could be back here at some point. I guess.
I think I'd rather
Did Carlos Santana ever actually play for the Diamondbacks, or did we just make it up?
Yeah, that's going to be... I mean, talk about what do they call that? What's the grid game?
Immaculate grid?
Immaculate grid.
Yeah, it's going to be a great immaculate grid answer for the 8
Cleveland
games.
and the Diamondbacks. They're like, oh, Carlos Santana was a Diamondback.
I think it was like 8 games. How many games was it? Look it up. It's not a lot. Might be under 5. You're going to tell me.
I am going to tell you. 8 games.
8 games, see?
You want to hear something even more impressive? In those 8 games, he posted a negative half WAR.
Well, the interesting thing was he wasn't playing that great before he got hurt. It was a very small sample size.
21 OPS
Yeah, it wasn't great. The at-bats were not of quality. So it's not like the Diamondbacks, if they get Carlos Santana back, are plugging in, a great offensive upgrade over Pavin Smith.
To have a negative .5 WAR in 8 games,
it's impressive.
It's extremely impressive.
That's impressive.
You got to be unplayably bad. J-Mart will be the closer if the Diamondbacks make the playoffs. Paul Sewald.
Well, I just think at this current time, they are not going to remove Sewald from the closers.
And you can't.
You can't.
You can't. Nolan Arenado will finish in the top 2 of third baseman in All-Star game voting.
It's very Diamondbacks heavy today.
Well, we started... I know you're saying that. We started Sorsby, Suns. Then went D-backs.
Okay, so it's just the pacing.
Yes.
That makes me feel this way.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I got for you.
There you have it. Another edition of Buy or Sell in the Book. Speaking of those Diamondbacks, how about we talk about them when we come back? Merrill Kelly goes tonight. Can he be the ace that the Diamondbacks need? That's next. The lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
It's John Holmberg here for LiftedTrucks.com, where work hard, play hard, drive harder isn't just a slogan, it's a lifestyle. If you've ever looked at your truck and thought, yeah, this thing needs some more attitude, then Lifted Trucks is the place for you. Lifted Trucks has an unbelievable inventory of trucks already built to turn heads. They're pre-lifted. They're ready to go. They're customized. They look tough, man. And they are making regular trucks look like they forgot leg day. Whether you're off-roading, towing, headed to work, or you just want to look cool pulling into the grocery store, they got something for everyone. My 2024 Ford Bronco is the only one that looks the way it looks on the road thanks to Lifted Trucks. I see a lot of Broncos out there. I don't see any of them that look like mine. That's pretty cool. You spend a lot of money for your car. You want it to represent you in a good way. And the team there knows trucks, man. They'll help you find the right fit without any of the pressure. It's the best experience I've ever had buying a truck. That's why I tell you about them. Go check them out today. LiftedTrucks.com. Work hard, play hard, drive harder.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 16th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. The Crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Brendan Sorsby has been one of the biggest stories in college football this offseason, and now the saga appears to be headed to a more intriguing chapter. After going from ineligible to eligible, mounting pressure and the clouds surrounding his future have reportedly pushed him towards the supplemental draft. From a pure talent standpoint, Sorsby has the ability to hear his name called in the first round. The supplemental draft is rarely that simple, especially when a player involved plays the most scrutinized position in sports. The gambling questions will naturally dominate the conversation. There's another challenge that cannot be ignored. Teams spend months evaluating quarterback prospects. They go to games, conduct interviews, get medical information. It's a year-long process. Sorsby and interested teams may have only a fraction of that time, compressing an entire quarterbacking evaluation into a matter of weeks. That will be difficult. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. When money's tight and you're behind, every dollar counts, and Liberty Mutual can help you catch up to make that back nine rally to win, if you will. Liberty Mutual comes up clutch by customizing your car and home insurance to save you money, especially when you bundle. It's insurance built for real people with partners that work hard to help you keep more of what matters most in your pocket. Liberty, liberty, liberty. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent. To make this your best summer ever, True Green is having its biggest sale of the year. Sign up now, get 50% off lawn care this summer. So instead of spending weekends sweating over your yard work, let the pros at True Green handle all the work so you can take your weekends back. If you don't want to miss summer, don't miss the biggest sale of the year. Visit truegreen.com, TRU green.com by June 23rd, and you will save 50% this summer. Restrictions apply. See store for details, truegreen.com.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Producer Evan, what a mistake. What a mistake we have made.
We do.
There's World Cup action on.
There is World Cup action.
You're one of your teams.
Yes.
France.
I'm French.
I don't have the game on in here.
And then I got my guy Erling Haaland playing after this.
I'm just saying, my TV. Can you filibuster for me while I hit the button here on the TV?
Yeah, of
Thanks.
course I can filibuster, and I know what everybody's thinking is how are Evan's teams doing compared to Chris's teams? And the answer is fantastic because Chris's number one overall pick, Spain, with one of the most disappointing.
We got a point.
Was one of the most disappointing ties in the history of any sport ever.
We got a point right now. France and Spain, same amount of points.
Actually, you have this not full time yet, so you would have a point more than me.
No, you have a. If you did in soccer, they do live standings.
They do. Okay,
so they would have a point right now.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So France tied 0-0 with Senegal in the 24th minute.
Oh, the jersey combos for this game. Do yourself a favor.
Probably fantastic.
Turn the TV on.
Can you filibuster for
Sure.
me?
You filibustered for me. I'll filibuster for you. Yes, I can absolutely do that. And it's pretty easy because nobody else touches the TVs in these studios. So all you have to do is turn it on, and the game will be there.
By the way, I watched half the sales team while I was doing editing and post-show work yesterday. Like half the sales team would walk by, and I watched everybody walk by and then look in my window at the game and then keep walking.
Didn't even say hello.
No, nobody. Not a single person.
Not even a hello to producer Evan. It's like they were at the zoo. They just walked by. Don't tap the glass. You should have put up a sign. Don't tap the glass.
Don't feed the animals, please.
This is a great jersey combo. So yeah, my top pick was Spain. Not going well for me right now. I just have the 1 point. You've got France. No, the remote doesn't work. You got to go over there and push the button, producer Evan. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. The TV remotes in these two studios are one of the more less looked after things in the building. The batteries are usually gone. When there are batteries, they don't work. So you have to do things. You got to do things manually. And I wish the YouTube audience could see the struggle that is occurring right now, and you can't. But it looks like a mess. Are you okay? Can I get a thumbs up? All right, I got a thumbs up. Producer Evan is okay. What channel? He just asked me. That TV has changed. You were in there last night. That's what you don't need to do anything. You can walk back to the microphone and turn the microphone on and chat with me instead of just mouthing words to me through the glass as if I'm like an expert lip reader.
I was not mouthing words. You just couldn't hear me.
Oh, you were actually saying something? Yeah,
But then if I had my mic on while I was doing that, I wouldn't have been able to hear you.
Which would have been a problem.
Which would have been an issue.
Yeah, that's. So you're good.
This is MetLife, huh?
New York, New Jersey Stadium, please.
Sorry. How many tourists were like, we got to go to New Jersey today?
Right. East Rutherford. Well, that's where the final is, I think.
It is. Yeah. But how many people came in and were like, wait, the stadium's not in the city? Because I've heard in Europe, like it's very cool because they're all in the middle of the city.
Yes.
Like nothing's outside in the suburbs where like a lot of our stadiums reside
outside of the
city or in a different spot than like center city.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they're probably very confused headed to East Rutherford.
I will be enjoying some late night World Cup action. We have a 9 o'clock game tonight because we started late. We didn't have a 9 a.m. game today. We had this 12 o'clock game is our first game of the day. So 12, 3, 6, and 9 are the 4 start times.
Austria versus Jordan tonight is the 9 o'clock game.
I got to tell you, that shows you how much of a diehard I am. I will be, my wife usually goes to bed around 9 o'clock because she gets up early.
For work.
And she's got a decent commute sometimes. So she goes to bed early. All right, good night, honey. Love you. And I'll just walk into my office, and it'll be, would you say Algeria against Jordan?
It is, I think, Austria.
Oh, Austria against Jordan. Oh, yeah. I'll be glued.
Either of those teams any good?
Austria's okay.
Okay.
They're an okay side.
Jordan any good?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, and then to rest of the games today, at 3, we have Iraq plays Norway. And then at 6, Argentina plays Algeria.
Yeah, the game that's on right now, France against Senegal, is, I think, from a talent perspective, the best game of the day. I think it is going to be the most competitive game that we see.
Yeah, Senegal's pretty good and always typically is.
This game is going to be, I think, the best game on paper. We'll see if it ultimately...
Tomorrow, I think we got some solid games.
Well, England-Croatia's tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
What time
and
is
then
that?
Ghana versus Panama.
Those are going to be... That whole group is great.
Every group is great.
Every permutation of that group is going to be quality soccer.
Tomorrow's schedule, 10 a.m. is Portugal-Congo.
Okay.
And then England-Croatia is the 1 o'clock.
So right after we're off the air. So undivided attention to that game tomorrow.
The England-Croatia, yeah.
Love it.
I may not even leave until it's over.
I mean, that is the game that I've been looking forward to the most thus far.
In the group stage?
In the group stages. Through the first week worth of schedule.
Yeah.
That's the one I've been most excited about. You see, they just put it up on the board. Look, New York, New Jersey Stadium. That's what they're calling it.
And then you have Ghana, Panama at 4.
Should be a good one.
Should be a good one. And then at night, 7. I kind of like this. A 10 a.m., a 1, a 4, and a 7.
Okay.
And the night game in Mexico City is Uzbekistan versus Colombia.
And Uzbekistan making their World Cup debut.
Correct, yes.
So that'll be their first World Cup game.
And then we'll break them down. But Thursday, we got a batch of great games.
Boy, this field looks immaculate right now.
Oh, my gosh, to keep this. Wow.
Looks really good.
A safety of the players for the New York Jets.
It's not MetLife Stadium. It's New York, New Jersey Stadium. So that's why they've got the better grass because they're not at MetLife Stadium.
How about just keep it there?
Yeah, one would hope, but that's not how it works. They're going to.
Can I tell you something?
Bring that artificial turf back.
The artificial turf looks terrible at MetLife.
Well, and the injuries have been a problem over the last couple of years.
But like it visibly looks bad.
Man, the France jersey is, I think, one of the best jerseys in soccer.
The white collar is
great.
so nice.
It's excellent. It is
with the red socks.
They
look
great.
good.
It is a great jersey.
I got to tell you, the Senegal jerseys are really nice.
I said this is a great jersey matchup.
Yeah.
There are some really good jersey matchups that you get sometimes.
I like that it's like, I wouldn't even call it, it's a white jersey, but it's like a kind of tie-dye-y.
Well, and the green, the dark green's really good too.
Really nice.
I know that this is what people, when they hopped in their car today and flipped over to the lunch break, that this is what they were anticipating was a jersey breakdown. But I don't know, man. I have loved.
Can I ask you a jersey question before we get off this conversation?
Okay.
The one thing I've never understood, and I love it, but on the France jerseys,
yes,
the chicken rooster,
the rooster.
Yes,
it's the official logo of the
national team,
the federation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And all of the teams have their official
logo.
soccer federation or football federation logo on their jersey.
What's ours? Is ours like that, like shield?
I think so. I mean, ours has gone under some transformation over the last couple of years, so I don't know exactly what they've settled on right now. But yeah, so everybody has that jersey, that logo on their jersey, their specific, federation, the U.S. Soccer Federation.
Gotcha. I think ours is like that shield.
The shield? I know it's been that in the past. I don't know if it still is.
Because that's the one that's like on our like same spot.
Yeah. So and you can see that
Senegal has it as
that
well.
same. That's
Yeah.
their federation's logo. So
Okay.
they have all of that. But yeah,
Got it.
I've been thoroughly enjoying the World Cup. The action has been fantastic. Didn't get to anything I wanted to get to there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a timeout now, and then we'll get to Merrill
I
Kelly.
also just realized we're 4 minutes over when we were supposed to go to break and did not talk about anything.
That's what happens when the World Cup is on. And I'm okay with it. So we'll talk about Merrill Kelly. He gets the start tonight for the Diamondbacks. We'll talk about him and his ability to turn into the ace that this team needs. I promise we'll get to it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Hey, it's Audrey from the Dave and Mahoney Show, and I want you to make sure that you're not letting gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period, full stop, especially if you've got a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets, and if you are a shoe wearer in the house. Listen, I'm not judging, but especially if you are a shoe wearer. Do not leave deep cleaning to yourself with DIY dirt-attracting, carpet-soaking machines. No picking up equipment from the store and returning it back later. With DIY machines, there is no possible way to extract all that dirty water out of the carpet, and it gets stuck in the mats underneath your carpet, and it makes it even smell worse, honestly. Zero Res uses their platinum-rated cleaning system that safely and effectively removes all of the deeply embedded nasty dirt, dander, and bacteria. And they have big summer savings for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 and $499 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special.
You're invited to a very special evening with Boz Scaggs, live in concert. Rhythm Review Tour 2026. Boz Scaggs performing all the hits and more for one night only. Live at Mesa Arts Center, Saturday, September 26th. Boz Scaggs, live in Mesa, Arizona. Get tickets now at mesaartscenter.com.
Plumbing problems never knock. They kick down the door at the worst possible time. A burst pipe turning your kitchen into a water park? A clogged drain bubbling like a swamp monster? Don't panic. Gettle wrestles plumbing nightmares for a living. Our perfectionist plumbers handle it all with the precision of a surgeon and the enthusiasm of a game show host. From sewer line repairs to water filtration to tankless water heaters, your home sparkles like we've never even been there, except your plumbing actually works now. Gettle, G-O-E-T-T-L, will fix your pipes, but it's hard to spell.
If you're a fan of any sport on the planet, college or pro, then we are right where you want to be. Real sports fans need a sports book powered by Hard Rock Bet. Follow the money line to Twin Arrows and too much fun. Twin Arrows. The best indoor tailgate party in Flagstaff with massive HD screens, cold drinks, game time food specials, and best service is at Arrow Sports Bar. After the game, get back in the game at craps, blackjack, and slots. Now that's too much fun. The place to come when you want to have too much fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan. I'm over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream, and I'm seeing some comments that I didn't see earlier. They're really going after you for your outfit. I'm just catching up on some of the comments from earlier in the show. They weren't happy with you.
Why?
And the coach says that Evan is hating on paving. I think he was trying to go for a rhyme there that didn't really go. But
yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't call it a hate on paving. It is just he stinks.
Okay, good thing producer Corey's on vacation this week, because that was gonna get cut as a drop. I mean, I've never been more confident in anything in my life that was gonna be. I mean,
I didn't hate it.
I mean,
nice job.
That was going to be an all-time classic drop that you just avoided right there. Because producer Corey's out this week on vacation, a much-deserved vacation.
A much-deserved vacation.
Producer Corey's been through the gauntlet during this live sports campaign that we have with ASU baseball and women's basketball, both making runs. And so Corey's the guy that usually works those games.
So Corey and I split. So I'll take a game from Corey every weekend for ASU baseball. And
Corey would always pick wrong. He would always pick the wrong game to give to you.
Always. And during the regional.
Oh, he got the 2 extra inning games. I mean, it's just you couldn't.
He's there for 17 innings and then a 17-0 game.
Yeah, so a much-deserved break for producer Corey, who will be back later at the end of this week. I think he's back, or beginning of next week he's back. And then I've got some vacation coming up.
And then I'm after you.
Yeah, so we're stacking our summer vacations here, because when it's football season and we got all the live sports going on, the three of us don't usually take time off. So we're stacking them here at the end of June and July. Okay, the Diamondbacks are in action tonight. It is the second game of this series with the Angels. It is Merrill Kelly on the mound. Last time out for Kelly, 6 innings, 2 earned runs. Before that, it was a not-so-great start. His ERA in June is inflated because of it. We're still kind of waiting for the Merrill Kelly of old to appear. And the Diamondbacks, I don't think they need an ace. They don't need 7+ innings of shutout baseball every single time out. They don't need what Jacob Mizorowski is doing in Milwaukee. You'll take it. That'd be great. But I don't think they need that. They just need what they got in the last start. Now, producer Evan, if you don't mind just checking me on this, but last time out for Merrill Kelly, 6 innings, 2 runs. Quality start. That's what you need. 6 innings, 3 runs is fine. Quality start. If Merrill Kelly can deliver more often than not a quality start, that's what they need from him. That is what is going to keep the Diamondbacks in this wild card race. That, to me, would be him being the ace of this staff, is going out there every 5 days and delivering quality. He doesn't need to dominate. It doesn't need to be what Yamamoto did the other night, right? Taking a perfect game into the 8th inning. It doesn't need to be what Dustin May did last night in St. Louis, right? Almost having a no-hitter. It was a 1-hitter by the time it was all said and done. Mizorowski, the Maddox that he threw with, 13 strikeouts last week. It doesn't need to be that. It just needs to be quality. Give the Diamondbacks a chance every single time. 6 innings, 3 runs or fewer. That is enough for this rotation right now. That is the bar. It doesn't need to be dominant. It doesn't need to be Cy Young caliber. It just needs to be give this team a chance.
In his last 7 starts, Merrill Kelly has registered 5 quality starts. That is with the 9-inning start at Colorado, where he gives up the 1 run, all the way back to a May 9th start versus the Mets at home, where he's 7 innings, 1 run. A lot of, 6 innings, 2 runs, 3 runs. The Seattle game, at Seattle, he goes 5 1/3 and gives up 2 earned runs. So unfortunately, that doesn't count as a quality start. But if you were to count it, it would be 6 of his last 7 starts. He's given you a quality start. Yes, there was a blip on the radar versus Washington. Yes, he was bad. But out of what has been late May, early June, it's been pretty good for Merrill Kelly.
And that's what the team needs. They need Merrill Kelly to continue to deliver that way, and they need other starters to emerge and deliver that as well, right? They need Eduardo Rodriguez to get back to that.
Yeah, we always say we needed consistency from Merrill. outside of one start, it's been pretty consistent.
It has, but that one start has popped up in a season where he's had a couple of those. And so when they do pop up, you kind of get a little worried again of, oh, here we go, right? You feel like you get knocked off the horse just as the ride is getting started. Right?
Exactly.
And so you just want to see it for a month and a half. And in general, he's done that for his last, 5 or 6 times out. And they're going to need that tonight. And you feel good, right? You win last night. You have a guy who recently has been one of your better starters on the mound tonight. This is how you go out and win a series, right? This is how you take advantage of the schedule that you're playing and beat an Angels team tonight and win this series and then be able to play for the sweep tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think you're facing, the lefty in Reed Detmers, who recently, when you look at some of his starts, has been pretty good. So you're going to need a really good start out of Merrill Kelly tonight, right? Like Reed Detmers in June has pitched 13 innings. That's against the Dodgers and against the Astros, and has given up 1 earned run, just 3 hits in 13 innings.
Yeah, the Angels aren't known for their pitching, but Detmers has been one of those
guys. He's been hot. He's been good recently. So, yeah, you're going to have to take advantage of the opportunities you get to score tonight. And if Merrill Kelly gets a good start, you feel pretty good about where you're at. Just 2 games into this Angels series, but 2 games into a 6-game stretch where you feel like you got to turn up the heat before the gauntlet starts right before the All-Star break.
Yeah, and I think in general there's still uneasiness about this rotation. I think there just is.
I think there's uneasiness about the whole team, right? The offense was going through it. They were sputtering there for a while, and this rotation has been sputtering at times. They had that really good stretch, but outside of that, it's been really inconsistent.
The lone group of consistency has been the group that you would think would have the least amount of consistency.
To be the worst member of the group, right?
Would be the bullpen. The bullpen has actually been the most consistent unit that the Diamondbacks have had to offer this season, and I would think that is the main reason why they are still, 2 games above 500 and are in the thick of this, while their offense has had the ups and downs, while their starting pitching has had its ups and downs. The bullpen has kind of been super even-keeled and have been able to deliver and not had too many meltdowns. I mean, the Meltdown Mountain we thought was going to be littered with games. It really hasn't.
It hasn't at all, really.
So that's a credit to everybody involved that group has been one of the strengths, a surprise strength for this team this season. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. One more before we hand things off to Jim Rome at the top of the hour. It is all the stories we didn't get to here today on the show. We call them the leftovers, and we get to them next. The Lunch Break, KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Weezer, The Gathering, live in Phoenix. Playing at Mortgage Matchup Center October 20th with special guests, The Shins and Silver Sun Pickups. Get tickets now at livenation.com. 3 incredible bands for one night only. Weezer, The Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups. For more, visit Weezer.com.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
Okay, here we go. Let's talk diamond sourcing. Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As one of 3 diamond sourcing experts, I'm going to explain just how differently we source our diamonds and why that guarantees your engagement ring will be the most beautiful. For starters, there's no middleman. We source directly from trusted industry leaders we've partnered with for generations. We work with them in person and negotiate on our customers' behalf so they get the best prices possible. We also pay our partners in cash, and in return, they reserve the most beautiful diamonds just for us. I handpick and inspect each stone under 10 times magnification. Other jewelers use the Diamond Database to buy stones sight unseen with grainy pictures and videos. When you purchase a diamond engagement ring with Shane Company, you can trust that me and my team have personally handpicked your stone for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com to find yours. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
While Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. To be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction. We've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up, but you're starting to see more players be hold-ins.
Live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
What do you say we wrap up today's edition of the show, Producer Evan?
Let's do it.
It is the leftovers, all the stories we didn't get to here today on the program. I already know about one story because it was brought up in the morning meeting. You want to start with that one?
What did I bring up in the morning meeting?
The Giants.
Oh, yes. Yeah, sorry. I forgot I talked about that.
I mean, he's the one that brought it up.
I am.
I'm looking into the camera like it's an episode of The Office. Like,
all right, Jim.
He said he was going to do it in the leftovers.
Yeah. And I haven't written
Clearly didn't care about the story that much.
No, but it was reported yesterday that the Giants are not actively looking to trade, but certainly listening to offers on all of the big three they have there, meaning Rafael Devers, Willie Adames, and Matt Chapman. They will hear offers on all three here at the deadline. They're in full sell mode. Looks like they're looking to tear it down and kind of start over from the beginning.
Yeah, so
there's a fit.
The Diamondbacks won't take on that contract. You're talking about Rafael Devers to go play first base. The Diamondbacks won't take on that contract. And the point I was going to make was I don't know how many teams would take on that contract.
Yeah, you would need a team.
I mean, I don't know Devers' current numbers.
They're not that bad, actually.
But are they comparable to the contract? Because if you're going to trade for the contract, it's going to limit your ability to do stuff in the future. So you need like superstar level production.
And they're not great. He's hitting 235.
Okay.
He has 9 homers with
Okay.
a 706 OPS and a 101
okay.
OPS.
And so 706 OPS. What am I paying Rafael Devers this year?
I'll tell you.
And how long am I going to continue to pay him to give me a 706 OPS?
You have
I think
7 more years.
Okay, I was just going to say, I think it's at least 5.
Yeah, it's 7 more seasons at about 27 to 28 and a half. I'll be honest, that's a bargain.
For a 700 OPS?
In today's baseball, 28 and a half? Everybody's making 28. Trey Turner's making what, like $335 million a year?
For the Diamondbacks, $28 million can go a longer way. Not just in one player.
The problem is, though, like he goes there. It's a really hard place to hit. It's a really hard place to hit. Like, how much of those numbers are just deflated because he plays there?
I mean, I hear you, but that's you're taking a risk.
You're taking a risk.
Adames and Chapman are way more likely to get moved. Chapman, I think, gets moved easily. I know there's 4 years left on that thing, but Chapman can play.
Chapman, to me, like, I can name 5 teams that are going to try.
What are his numbers this year?
Chapman's been solid. He's been really good in the month of June.
Okay.
So right now, sorry. Matt Chapman is hitting 261, 7 homers, a 762 OPS, and a 119 OPS plus. But you got to remember, he's This is a guy with a 3.2 WAR because he's that good defensively.
Boy, you just avoided a disaster.
And Senegal almost netted one.
Almost going to be down 1-0.
1-0.
1-0, excuse me. At least Spain wouldn't have. Spain didn't give up a goal yesterday, at least.
Almost did.
Almost did. A couple times.
In a 0-0 tie. But this Senegal, again, not their first time in the World Cup. They've scored points. They've been here before.
Yes.
They know the moment. They're a very good squad.
I think Chapman moves. I don't know what Adames' numbers are this year.
Chapman 2 years ago posted a 7.1 WAR. I find that hard to believe.
Probably because of the defense.
Yeah, 27 homers, hit 247 with a 790 OPS.
Yeah, and then probably played great defense.
That's what he is. Like, he's a 790, 780 OPS guy who's going to play great defense at third. And specifically, I mean, we'll see what he really does well. If I'm going to break this down, please hold for Matt Chapman.
Going to a StatCast page?
Yeah, I'm looking for splits here. Give me a second.
Against lefties and righties?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you as
I already
much.
got it. Versus lefties is 270 hitter with an 867 OPS.
Yeah, I mean, that's great, but how many lefties do you see on a weekly basis, you know? Maybe one or two?
Yeah, I think that's, if we're talking about the Diamondbacks, not as many.
They need a lefty that crushes a right.
Yeah. But if you were talking about, my Phillies, everybody in the world only throws lefties against the Phillies. They need a right-handed bat. But like for me, so I can think of 4 teams that I think would be interested in Matt Chapman to make a run.
Yeah, no, I think he gets moved. Same thing with Willie Adames. If they're actually listening, I think both of those guys get moved. Devers, I think, is going to be hard. Devers feels like a winter move to me.
You don't think the Yankees take a risk?
And do what? They got Ben Rice and Paul Goldschmidt.
Play him in DH?
They got Stanton. Stanton can't play the field. I mean, I know Judge isn't going to be back until August, but you can't create a roster problem in the future.
A is looking for a DH.
The Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas A's are going to take on $29 million a season in Rafael Devers?
Yeah.
No, they are not.
What about the Tampa Bay Rays?
Again, no, they are not.
The Mariners?
Probably not, but more likely than the other 2 teams that you mentioned.
Yeah. The Brewers?
Can't see that.
I got it. I know who's doing it. Give me that October attitude.
The Nationals?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if there's a team that's going to...
The Cubs?
Is Michael Busch that bad? I don't know what Michael Busch's numbers are. And again, you just signed Bregman and you're taking on $29 million, and you have not been a team that's been eager to spend over the last couple of years.
No, Michael Busch has been solid.
Okay, so then no.
I also think you don't realize how good Devers is.
No. I think you're underestimating how many teams in July and August.
Rafael Devers, in a season in which he did not, the last time he played every game in Fenway, hit 272 with an 871 OPS, a 142 OPS plus, and 28 homers. Last year, as bad as people thought he was, he posted a 4.3 WAR, hit 252, a 141 OPS plus, hit 35 homers, drove in 109 RBI.
I'm not saying that Rafael Devers is a bad player. I am saying, is a team going to trade for Rafael Devers and the 7 years, $196 million or so that is left owed to him? And
I just think in today's baseball, that's just not as much money as you think.
It is the year commitment that I think is going to give a lot of pause. Is a team that's trying to make a move for one deadline. Well, I mean, what's the price tag on trying to trade for somebody who's got 7 more years left on his deal?
Yeah, it's probably 2 top 20 prospects in your system and a player currently in the majors.
Nope, not doing it. I won't do it. And I don't know how many teams have the financial. And oh, by the way, how many teams are going to trade for a 7-year, $196 million deal when we don't know what the financial system is going to be in Major League Baseball next year?
That's a different conversation.
That's why I said this is a winter type move. It is not a summer move. Just not.
Wait until he's suiting up for another team.
Until he gets traded to the Yankees in a couple days. It's going to do it for us. Jim Rome, he's coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.